Whoever you are and wherever you're from, welcome to episode 4 of Chatter Dogs. Today, I'm with my boy Oweezy. Oweezy, what's happening, brother?
PD, my main man. All good in the hood, as they say.
Long time no see. Long time, eh?
Too long.
All okay, your end?
All good. All good.
Good. Good. Well, welcome back. It's episode 4 already, Oweezy. Can you believe it?
Wow.
We got some momentum here, and I think we need to keep it going. I'm getting a lot of positive reviews. People are loving our content, and I think we just keep on running with it because we have to give the people what they want.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, PD, then let me ask you, what is today's bone of contention?
So, Oweezy, today we're talking about things that everyone hates, most people hate, and that is tax. And I'm talking about tax. Yeah. I said it, and I already got like cramps and things in my throat, and it's not cool. It's not cool. People are not happy paying taxes, but there's a reason for it, and I think this is why we are here today to discuss what is tax, why do we pay it, and there are some things we want to hone into, especially in South Africa. There's quite a lot happening on the South African Receiver of Revenue site, SARS, where they're doing auto assessments. We want to quickly understand and chat about the auto assessments and also side hustles. I think that's very important. It's tax season now. It has begun. It's almost like hunting season, but it's tax season. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what we unpack in terms of that. So I think without further ado, Oweezy, tell me what you think tax is and why do we have to pay it?
Well, my ancestors classified tax as a swear word or the equivalent thereof. So, in my limited understanding, I think tax is money taken by an entity who has not worked for it or given any input in assisting me earning that money and utilizing it without my knowledge or permission.
Okay.
Money gone, money unaccounted for, money I need and want. PD, why? Why? I get it's the law, but why?
And that's I think the sensitive issue around taxation. And I think no matter which country you're from, there's corruption everywhere. We know that. We know there's lack of service delivery in many countries throughout the world. We are not only honing in on one specific country overall, but we know that people don't feel they are getting what they are paying for in terms of their taxes, and therefore they look for ways of getting around that, which it is a double-edged sword. You have to be a law-abiding citizen. As much as we want to dodge bullets, we can't. We need to be law-abiding citizens and pay our taxes. That money needs to be used for infrastructure, education, for you name it, water, electricity, everything that to keep the country going, to keep the economy running. And we know there's failures. Look at episode 2. We discussed solar. We know, people are looking for alternatives because of the failures of government or governments throughout the world. And it's tough. It's tough, and it's a hard pill to swallow. I think that's the crux of it. But we need to pay taxes. And governments need to understand that money is essential because the infrastructure, the education, the water, sanitation, the electricity, all these elements are the ground bone foundation of keeping a country, I'm losing my mind already, a country going. And it should actually be treated like a company. Just like as you were talking to shareholders, they want a return. Their return is obviously the service delivery. And I think we can actually compare it to the likes of running a well-tuned company organization. So that's my feedback. Might not be what you want to hear, Oweezy, but those are the facts. according to me.
Definitely not what I want to hear, but definitely something I have to hear. So what you're saying is put the gripes aside, cooperate with government, cooperate with the municipalities. Let's pay the dues. Let's get the country up and running, and let's all live a better quality of life with those tax funds payments.
And I think there's also accountability is becoming a very important word throughout all countries and governments. There's been a lack of accountability for many years, and many governments has failed because of that. But I think the more us citizens put pressure on government for accountability, the more let's say attention will be given to the matter.
Okay.
I slowly see that. I know there's a lot of negative news out there throughout the world. Throughout the world. I'm not just, like I said, speaking about South Africa, throughout the world. But as a citizen, we need to do our part. And together, if we all work together and do our part, and we all stand together and voice our opinions and hold people accountable, I believe in any country you live in, you will be happy, it will be a successful country, and it will also change the mindset of individuals. You know, just because your neighbor is a criminal doesn't mean you need to become a criminal either. You know, you need
Absolutely.
to lead. You need to lead by example, and I believe that. And it starts where? It starts with us.
With us.
I firmly believe that, Weezy. And maybe I'm becoming a bit philosophical, yeah, but sorry about that. That's my opinion.
Well, tax is based on philosophics, if you want to call it that. But what really has become an important thing today is taxpayers this year, if I'm not mistaken, have started getting automated assessments and refunds paid into their accounts without them having to lift one finger to submit a return. How do you respond to this? Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a scam because now you're getting money into your account that's not been verified, or has it been verified? What's your take on this whole, or is this just technology coming into play that countries are using to automate the taxation process? What do you make of this?
So, Owizi, I'm going to put a pause on that because before I answer, I forgot to introduce our sponsor for the day. I'd like to do Accounting Cafe. I know, I'm losing it. I know, but accountingcafe.co.za. They are accountants, tax practitioners, payroll experts. They have sponsored this program, and they're the ones that have actually advised us in this regard in terms of what is happening out there. And you know, we spent a bit of time with them, and we ask these relevant questions. We obviously do our research before we come onto and onto the broadcast. And it's interesting. The auto assessments, people sit back and they're like, "Oh, great, it's fantastic. My assessment's automatically done." It is fantastic. You know, in South Africa, the SARS is actually, I believe, one of the best revenue collective organizations throughout the world. You know, the government, best run government organizations throughout the world, because they're implementing technology, they're implementing ways of collecting the money, because that money is important, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, to keep the country going.
Correct.
And they're looking at AI and all kinds of other ways of doing this. And the auto assessment is one way of automating the
process.
The process of collecting the money from the individuals. However, and this is what Accounting Cafe has told us, is that last year they started the process, but the issue isn't with the automatic assessment. The issue lies with third-party verification. So what SARS does in South Africa is they say, right, we want your employers and funds and all that, wherever you hold investments, to send forward tax certificates, and that's third-party verification. So it's not coming directly from you as the taxpayer, because they want to do it. It's more credible coming from a third party to say, this is the money they earned, we've deducted X amount of tax, and this is it's uploaded into the e-filing profile.
I see.
Which is fantastic. But there has been issues with that third-party verification. There's been information that's not correct, RP5s that are incorrect, no tax directives missing. The list goes on. There have been errors, and it's not the fault of SARS. but the third party uploading, there's even been third parties that have not uploaded the information. So in the time that's a problem. In the time that was allowed. And now what happens is that SARS doesn't have that declaration in time. And the taxpayer thinks, I'm all done. Meantime, that's not the case. And then they start getting hit with penalties and interest. So
what do you recommend? How do we get around this? I mean, if the third parties can't do their job reliably and give SARS what they want, and SARS is not accepting information from us because they think we're lying and we don't want to pay what's due to them, how do we get around this? What should we do, PD?
So, Awizi, I can think of two things. Number one, if you've done your tax returns for the last few years by yourself and you have a bit of financial, understanding of what's being declared, please review all your tax certificates before accepting the auto assessment. It's imperative. If you are not financially savvy and that's not your interest or your focus, please get hold of a tax practitioner that can assist you to at least review. I know a lot of guys are saying, but PD, why do I want to go and pay again if it's already done for me? And then I'm paying the guy.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So perhaps speak to your tax practitioner for, maybe they can charge. I know Accounting Cafe does a review fee where they've discounted their fee purely to review the third-party verification to ensure that it's all there. They can give the thumbs up, and then if you're happy, they do the submission and accept the auto assessment. It's better to be safe. Rather spend a few extra bucks, but know that whatever's being submitted is 100%, and correct. Then you can close the chapter on your life and worry about tax next year again.
For another 365 days.
100%.
Okay, so there's an answer to the problem, and then an Accounting Cafe seems to have gotten a grip on this, and they've seemed to have grabbed it by the scruff of the neck. They're taking the dog to task, and they're dealing with all the mishaps, the misfilings, the inaccuracies. And at the end of the day, PD, I think that costs people money. I mean, if your tax return's been done incorrectly by SARS and third parties, how much money haven't you lost, or what could you have done with that money? So that makes a lot of sense. Part with a little bit of it to a credible service provider like Accounting Cafe or other fellow tax practitioners who are registered and qualified to do this, and claw some of it back. I mean, that can go to school fees, it can go to your personal living expenses, whatever you want to spend it on. It's your money at the end of the day. You want it accounted for, you want it assessed right, and you want the right thing done, and you get the clear conscience of being a tax-paying, credible citizen of the country. If I understand you correctly.
100%. You can hear the and I think that's exactly what needs to be done, and it's just to play safe. Always play safe. Don't just accept that's what's out there, because you could fall short. But now I think there's another bone of contention that you want to discuss in this specific episode. Awizi, tell me.
Yes.
Tell me about the side hustles.
A lot of taxpayers out there, or people generally, seem to have adopting the what would I say? Do I say? Let me say they've taken on the idea of trying to generate additional income in the form of a side hustle, as what it's been officially termed as now. Your second job, your business on the side, whether that's washing cars, painting houses, capturing books for accountants, or data capturing, cleaning offices after hours, that is now called, it's defined as a side hustle, right? It's money that you generate on the side in addition to your 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever the case is job, and this way you bring in extra money into your household. Now, from what I understand is when you run the side hustle, you're running it by yourself. So you would issue an invoice to your customer, or your customer would pay you cash. You've got the money immediately. You go, you spend it, or you save it, or you do whatever you want with it. Is SARS getting a record of this, firstly, as you say, with third parties? Or is this something that me, as the side hustler, has to go and declare to SARS and say, listen, SARS, I'm a good person. I'm being honest. I made some extra money on the side that wasn't taxed. I would like to declare it, and I want to pay the tax on it because it's due to you. Where in the world are we with this? We know it's happening, but is it been done right?
So it's very interesting you mentioned that. I actually raised the same question with Accounting Cafe. And they said to me, statistically, they found that during COVID, that period, the increase of side hustles, in other words, the starting of new businesses, sole proprietors, had increased exponentially because people were forced to put food on the table. They could not work. They had to stay at home, stuck indoors, and they had to become entrepreneurial and find ways and side hustles, as we mentioned, in order to generate income and put food on the table for their kids and families. And
yes, because back at that time, companies were cutting salaries. You either took a 20, 30, 40, 50% or no salary, but you were still sort of kept on the payroll. When things return to normal, we'll call you back. When things get better, we'll call you back. But during that period, the side hustle took over.
Exactly. And it's actually grown ever since. I think people have realized that, and especially with the economy throughout the world, the global economy, the cost of living going up, cost of education going up. I can carry on all that. They've realized that having one stream of income coming in is not enough to sustain a family household of 3+ individuals. So now they've obviously taken the side hustle, and for some people, the side hustle has actually become a their permanent work or their primary work. So to jump into it, easy, is that it's important to declare that. And again, speak to a tax practitioner, speak to them. They can structure it in such a way that it's tax efficient. You know what I mean? But you have to declare the income. It is imperative. They will help you structure it and guide you through the process so that you do not miss it. Remember, according to the Tax Administration Act of South Africa, SARS can look into every individual's bank account and they will question it. And now with AI, they will pick up if you are not declaring income.
Okay.
Just declare it, find a way. And remember, if there's income, there's matching expenses that you can deduct, which will help your tax situation. So, and I think many people are not aware of that. Yeah. Absolutely. And those expenses are obviously.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah. So I think it's important and imperative to look at that and look at your income from a global perspective, not just I'm earning a salary, I'm declaring it, auto assessment. Look at your side hustles. I implore you to consider everything. It's important, and also just you'll sleep better at night. I believe that. That's my opinion. Easy. I don't know. What's your thoughts now since we've chat?
Well, to summarize what you're saying on the side hustle is that it sounds like it's the responsibility falls squarely on my shoulders. There's no employer there to declare or third party to send information to SARS to say this is what was done. So that's becomes my responsibility at the end of the day. 100%. I need to take that and deal with it and say, listen, I've kept records. This is the record of the income I've generated. But hang on, wait, before you start taxing me on it, I've also got a record of all the expenses I've incurred to make this income. So please, can we take them together? Can we set them off and get to a profit, which would be great? Or if it's a loss, that's not so great. But I think what you said at the end of the day is declare the income. Show the income was earned, show the expenses that were incurred, and let SARS be the judge at the end of the day.
Agreed, 100%. Easy. Agreed.
Well, thank you. I think that puts it into great context for us and the people.
I think, and that was the whole point of this. It's relevant. It's relevant to what's happening right now. It is tax season, and we need to look at this from a different perspective and change our attitudes. Remember, the attitude changes altitude.
Okay.
And we need to fly.
Absolutely.
We all need to fly. So it's important that we all get together and do what's right at the end of the day.
Well, if I may just send a quick shout out to Accounting Cafe for this sponsorship, I think the boys and girls over there really deserve a round of applause, if you know what I mean. And
I know what you mean,
if they've
bro.
got any side hustles I can get involved into, please drop them my name and number.
Well, if you want to contact them, all the details are in the description below. And guys, like I said, wherever you are and whoever you are, wherever you're from, please like and subscribe. This is for you. This channel's for you. Oweezy and I are doing this for you. We want to bring news to you. We want to bring things that are relevant to you. And yeah, if you have any ideas, there's a comment section, and please just throw us your comments. Any ideas, anything that's captivating, please, we'd love to hear from you all. Oweezy, any famous last words?
Just guys, just be safe, be good at it. This is PD and Oweezy saying take it easy.
One love.